you're very welcome to the latest episode of the Give My Head podcast, the comedy, sort of politics, comedy, arts, culture podcast with me, Tim McGarry, and my comedy colleague,
Damon Quinn.
Yes, we are Michael McDowell this week, but fear not, that's okay, don't worry, don't let that annoy you, because we have a very, very special guest. We have a comedian this time, ladies and gentlemen. We have politicians, we've all sorts of very, very interesting people, and we're delighted to say this is episode about 76 or 77, I can't remember, but we're delighted to say that we are sponsored once again by our very good friends at Phoenix Energy. Can you tell that we're sponsored by Phoenix Energy, by the Phoenix Energy coffee cups? Do you want one of those, Johnny?
I would love one of those things.
A Phoenix Energy mugs. I have a Phoenix Energy pen. I have a Phoenix Energy notebook. And I really, because Phoenix Energy have a new campaign on at the minute, it is a winter-ready campaign.
Oh, yes.
Because the weather has been what Barabest is not allowed to describe as ball freezing, ladies and gentlemen. It's been freezing, and it has been soaking, and it is wet. And do you know why? What you should do about that? You should maybe think about going on to getting Phoenix Energy, because they have, ladies and gentlemen, can make your home ready for winter and colder temperatures. You switch from oil to gas. It's simple, hassle-free. Get your home winter
Instant heat, instant hot water.
Instant hot water, no oil tank maintenance. So get winter ready. Visit phoenixenergyni.com to make the switch from oil to gas today. Phoenix Energy, ladies and gentlemen, they've given us a hand warmer. I've never tried this before. Can I? What do you do here? You snap the metal thing,
yep.
Right? And this is a Phoenix. Oh, right. Oh, I see
see.
what's. Oh, hang on.
Instant heat.
Oh my God, that is. Oh, that's very good. Oh.
Instant heat, that's what Phoenix Energy is all about.
Yeah, Phoenix Energy, thank you very much for your sponsorship. Go to phoenixenergyni.com to find all about the switching to gas. It is very simple, genuinely, and gas is superb. Far friendlier to the environment as well. They're big into their biomethane, which is cow farting, and they are more energy efficient, and they heat your home instantly. That's actually really good. That's
Instant heat.
Your Phoenix hand warmer. Thank you very much, Phoenix, for your sponsorship today of this excellent podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest today is one of the finest comedians. And when I say finest comedians, I mean finest dressed comedians that you will find in Northern Ireland. He is a dapper man. He is Mr. Johnny Bow. Johnny, welcome to our podcast.
Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
How the heck are you, sir? I like your three-piece suit. You have come attired as you appear on stage.
I did. I considered not, but then it would have been strange. I've been in the suit I feel like I live in this, although I did start a new job where I'm not wearing it. And it felt inappropriate to start turning up like this when everyone else was casual.
You perform in the suit.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I couldn't have debated in the past not doing it, and turned up to a gig with my suit and in my casuals, and almost went on and was like, no, I can't do that.
Yes, it's very Dave Allen-y, isn't it?
Yeah. No, you're not the first. You're not the first person to say that.
Would you remember Dave Allen? Would you be a fan?
Oh yeah,
of Dave Allen?
No, I'm a fan of everything. I remember watching him growing up. It was very sort of like it's very smart.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then you watch my set and you realise, nah.
Well, you say that, because Johnny Bow is one of our I'm going to say newer comedians, one of the new breed of comedians that are in Northern Ireland. But you're not that young. But Johnny, I first saw you when you were doing a gig for Andrew Ryan in Clandyboy Golf Club, and I caught the end of your set.
Yes.
And Johnny is a one-liner comedian. If you don't know him, look him up online, Johnny Bow, and look up some of it. Because there were a couple of one-liners. There's one in particular that literally made me fall off my seat, which is about it starts off with pulling a muscle, and then it gets very rude.
It does.
It's very rude.
It does.
But it was very, very. And I went, that's right. Because you're unusual, because you're a one-liner comedian. You basically stand on stage dressed like a very dapper man, and you tell one-line jokes. Do you spend your time sitting all day thinking of these?
I try to. Not so much in the last while, because we bought a house and that has just been an absolute nightmare. But when I'm not buying a house,
when you're not buying a house,
I'm usually writing. It is just I try to think of sometimes the most ridiculous things I can think of. Like that joke, for example, is an absolutely ridiculous joke.
Yes.
I don't know it. Can you remember it?
Can we say the joke?
The joke is I pulled a muscle this week. Last week I fingered a crab. And it's
Right.
It's
You
very,
see, the thing is, even today at 12:30 on a Tuesday afternoon, that's
Yeah.
funny. In a comedy club, where you've set up things, that is,
Yeah.
context can be everything with jokes. But
Oh,
that is
absolutely.
really,
And
really.
I enjoy that though because it's ridiculous.
It's utterly ridiculous.
Yeah, you don't see it. Kind of gets a weird. I think I've been doing that one for a while now, and it gets a bit of a weird response now. I think because I do. I just think audience have kind of changed slightly. Whenever I first started doing that, it was sort of like a joke that would get like a 10 out of 10, and now it's a bit weird. And then I'm realizing that I'm talking about fingering a crowd. That makes sense. That makes sense why people would be looking at me very confused.
That's pretty hard though, having to writing that, because every joke, the joke follows a joke.
Oh
follows a
yeah,
joke.
yeah.
I mean, a lot of comedians can fill time by going, here, what do you do? And
Oh yeah, I don't care.
And, what's your job? Where do you live? And all that sort of thing. And
I
also,
agree with Johnny. I don't care either. I don't do audience work.
but a lot of the stand-up routines would be built up to one big joke.
Oh, absolutely,
Tell a
yeah.
story or an anecdote, but
Yeah,
having to write one-liner, that's.
It's not, and
if
it's-
you've got a 20-minute set to do, that's a bit of a challenge.
For me, that I would average about sort of between 50 and 60 jokes for like a 15 to 20 minute set.
That's a hell of a.
But it is
you know,
quantity
that,
over
you know,
quality.
yeah.
It's just, I just need to write as much as I can. But
Yeah. But it's a hell of a discipline. Just sit there and write joke.
yeah, like it's not. I do think. I picked the hardest form. I think.
Yeah.
Like,
Not
it is-
my dentist. He's a funny man.
No.
Oh, fuck
no.
up and get him on. But it's,
Yeah.
It
No.
probably
no,
is the hardest form. When you think of the great ones, Stephen Wright.
Oh yeah.
Is
Yeah.
just genius.
Yeah.
Stephen Wright.
Fantastic.
What do you call the Canadian guy who
Stuart
was
Francis.
Stuart Francis.
Gary Delaney's one of my favourites.
Oh,
too, to be
I was
honest.
on the tip of my
Yeah.
tongue. Gary Delaney.
He'd be one of my influences. Like I met him a few years back there, and he's
He's a lovely guy. He was
He's
on
really
the
dead
Blame
on.
Game.
Yeah.
Gary Delaney.
such a good guy.
He's a one-liner comedian, English guy, married to Sarah Millican,
Yeah.
which used to be, he's a fella married to Sarah Millican. He's
But
not.
now
That's not. I mean, he's completely different to
Yeah.
Sarah Millican.
But he's prolific when it comes to, because that's the hardest part about it is right.
Well, he's very scientific about it because he goes on about and
Yeah.
he analyzes jokes and it's literally one word. The emphasis of a line, the
Yeah.
emphasis on a word can completely change the structure and the.
Oh,
and the reaction
absolutely.
to
I
it.
think that's one of the things about
the
it. Like it is.
emphasis.
Yes, yeah.
Absolutely. But I think it is about that. Like sometimes that's how I'll generate material most of the time. Sometimes it is just staring at a random selection of words. Like I'll use like a random word generator, and
Right.
you'll try and be like, is there any other meaning to this, or can I change this slightly to make it funny? Essentially, like. And
Yeah.
Sometimes I do, and sometimes it's a load of shite.
So you just sit on the train or the bus and just thinking of.
No, do you know what it is?
one-liners?
Most of the time it's when I'm in bed and I'm trying to get off to sleep. I'll just start looking at it, and then I'll like nudge my wife and wake her up and be like, "Is this funny?" And she'll be like, "No, go back to sleep." But yeah, it's
Tough crowd.
Yeah, oh yeah, always. But yeah, no, it's not. It's not easy, but I enjoy it. Like it's one of those moments. It's the same yourself. Whenever you write especially for the shows and stuff. Once you've got that, it's great when you write something. That doesn't always happen, but there's times where you write it and you go like, "I know that's going to work."
Yeah. Yes. But there's times you don't know, and that's
Oh,
the big
100%.
The times there, lots of times you go,
Yeah,
and
there's
lots
time-
of times we write jokes and go, that's a 3 out of 10, and you go, oh my god, the audience love this. I
Yeah,
don't
which
know
is
why.
strange because you don't know sometimes. Like there's times where I've written bits or I've gone back to bits. Because whenever I was open for you, Tim, there's times where I was looking back through everything I've ever written and saying like just putting stuff from all over the place. And I was like,
Yeah.
I only did that once. Sure, throw it in.
Yeah,
We'll try it.
absolutely. Yeah.
And it worked most of the
No,
time.
no topic. You don't do any topical political stuff, really, do you? The odd one.
Sometimes not so much. I did do a joke about the Pope last year, which got a mixed response. We should say a mixed response.
Well, that's what the Pope
What does-
does in
what-
Northern Ireland. He gets a
was
mix.
that
He gets a mixed response.
Can I say that joke? No. It's
Go for it.
oh Jesus. If you can find a cut moment here to short for. But the joke was we got a new pope, and at the time they were like the pope. I realised that it was a lot like getting a dog. It's quite exciting at the start. you get a bit sad because you know it's going to die in a few years' time, and you always have that thought in the back of your mind that it might go for one of the kids. now that's
Welcome back to the. I think that's all right.
Yeah, but it got such a mixed response. So I put it up on
Really?
TikTok, and I think it got like about 100,000 views or something, which is that's viral for me. Like to get everybody
Yes,
or that
yes.
sort of thing. Like and.
But lots of abuse underneath.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, so
Really?
much. But like really sort of specific. There was a guy who tried to explain that we don't actually have a pope. And
What?
all yeah, apparently we don't. I'll look it up later and find out exactly what he says.
Right.
But it was something to do with that we don't actually have a pope, and the fact that I'm from the north, I can't have a pope. Because I said we. So it was like everybody has a pope.
Yes,
Yeah.
I go.
Yeah.
And he's not your pope, but you're from Lisbon, or what's your background?
Yeah, no, I'm from what school I went to. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, what's your I think he's abroad. I think he's abroad.
Yeah, no.
Do you know what? I'm pretty sure you are, but I don't really know or care.
No, I am. I was
You're-
raised a Protestant. I'm neither, but I was
Yeah.
raised a Protestant. I went to a very Protestant school.
Very Protestant school. Well, not even just
Yeah, oh, no,
flags and all that. What this?
No, it was like here's your homework diary, here's your handgun, that sort of thing.
Right.
Like,
Well, we can't have anything against Lisburn. Because
No.
BJ Hogg, who played Big Mervyn,
Oh,
Jimmy
yeah.
Headpiece, was from Lisburn.
Was he Lisburn?
And
Oh, yeah.
after that, we could never take against Lisburn.
Well, when I do you know what I do? There is a fondness I still have for Lisburn now.
And we always get a good audience in Lisburn when we
always
played.
you know the island centre there.
Island Centre, I think it's sold out. But
Always get a good
had you a
audience.
very religious background, had you?
I
Your
wouldn't
family
say very religious. I was raised to an extent that would have been like there's.
What brand of?
Oh, what was it? Do you want it?
You
It's
see,
like-
we were
so
right.
proper.
That stuff we're doing on the stage show now. Protestants don't even know what one they
No, I
are.
haven't-
You're an evangelical,
Do you know-
Pentecostalist,
Yeah,
Do you know-
what
Presbyterian, a Reformed.
I went when I was younger. I went to a Baptist, but I don't even know what that means.
Right.
Well, no, I do know what it means. It was round the corner.
Right.
What I mean, it was handy.
You were Baptist.
Yeah, it was handy, and it wasn't a chapel, so it was fine. Like,
Right.
What's the joke in this show?
What?
There's more Protestant churches than flavours in a Maud's ice cream shop.
You're probably right. You're
It's hard to
probably right.
pick.
That
But
is
no,
true,
you can
like.
you can flip from one to the other. So you weren't particularly
yeah.
strict. The family weren't
No,
particularly strict,
no.
saying we're Free Presbyterians
No,
or
no,
we're
just-
Anabaptists or whatever.
No, just whatever. Like, but I stopped going. I think when I was about 10 or 11 or so, maybe even younger. Like, so.
Right.
No, I'm not religious at all. But I did go to a very Protestant school. Like, I think there was one Catholic in my school. Like.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think that was one of the teachers. Actually, it wasn't even the pupils. Like.
Right.
What age are you, Johnny? Again?
37.
37. Wait a second. 37. What age were you in the Good Friday Agreement? When were you born?
I would have been 10.
88?
Or I don't know what month it was. Depends what month it was.
April.
Could be coming 10 then.
Yep.
So it was 9 coming 10.
Jeez, Mary
Yeah, I don't really remember it too well now.
No. No.
I mean, everything's been great since. So from what
Yeah,
I've
well, no,
heard,
to be fair, we were ballsing things up, and then
Yeah.
your generation came along, and it's a lot better. It's a lot better.
yeah, we fixed it. We fixed it.
So you were born in the late 80s, early 90s. So the 90s then you were a child, so 2000s. Were you into comedy originally? You had a proper job, didn't you? By the way, Johnny, I should express an interest here. Johnny has supported me on tour and stuff, so and has done a lot of my gigs and is supporting me on my new tour, doing a couple of gigs for me when I'm doing tour for the Height of Nonsense tour, which is coming out very soon in April, May, when I write it.
Very nice segue there, Tim. Very good.
Very nice segue there. So Johnny has supported me, just in case people go, you're biased towards. I did a lot of time for Johnny, and it's difficult because one-liners are difficult. But when I met you, you were still working in a working in a clothes shop.
I was indeed.
Well, that explains it.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, still. This is about the only new material I have at the minute. Like this.
Right.
But yeah, I was working in the suit shop, so I got. That's where it kind of started. That's where the kind of character was kind of built, because I was going to a gig after work one day,
Yeah.
and a broad change of clothes. I was like, why not just keep the suit on? Like, it was a gig in Belfast, so I was like, just keep the suit on. And then I used to have like a glass of whiskey on stage. It was very sort of old school. Like, it started that sort of, the sort of Dave Allen kind of. But yeah, no, I would have been into comedy since I was no age. I can remember watching like Lee Evans when I was about 9 or 10 on the TV.
Right.
And just like falling over laughing, but not really knowing why, maybe not fully understanding it, and then just massively get into it.
Yeah.
and then all the TV stuff, and yeah, no, I've been massive comedy fan.
You see, I'm the opposite. I've got a suit aversion.
Yeah.
And it comes from having spent 6 years as a lawyer.
Oh,
It
well,
was like a
yeah.
school uniform.
Yeah.
You know, you couldn't wait to get out of it when you got home, you know. get out of
Yeah.
the suit.
No, I
and
get
then
that.
after I left law, I just never wanted ever to wear a suit ever again.
No, I
No.
like a suit. I like a suit.
No. Like, no, it's,
It adds a bit of gravitas to your nonsense and your filth.
it does. I don't. Yeah. Well, I feel like
People-
that's another thing. Like I remember another comedian said to me one time that that I'm probably one of the rudest comics on the scene, but I get away with it.
Yeah.
Because you're in a
Yeah,
suit.
yeah. I think it sort of commands a little bit of like respect almost, and then whenever I say horrible things, it's like, but he looks really smart. So,
Yes, he looks like a solicitor. He looks like he didn't really mean that.
but he's saying horrible things.
So you were into comedy as a youngster, so that was DVDs and what?
Oh,
all sorts of
everything,
stand-up,
yeah. Anything that was on
sketch
TV.
shows, sitcoms, everything.
Jonglers, Comedy Store, everything that was on TV. Like I just absorbed everything, and then it wasn't until later that I actually thought, like I never thought that I would have been able to do it, and then it wasn't until I got a little bit older and I was like, do you know what? I'll give it a go, and then wrote like 10 jokes or something. I was like, I'll give it a go.
And were you funny in the shop? Like, people come in to buy things like to buy clothes.
Sometimes I wouldn't say I was the like the clown as such, and I wasn't the class clown. So I've always been someone that sort of absorbs people around me, that sort of thing. Like so, I'll pull bits. Like I used to have a bit, and I have a couple of bits that I have from the suit shop. Like, and there's a bit that never really turned into anything, but there was always these silly things. Like whenever you work in the suit shop, you dealt with everything. Like your weddings, funerals, the lot sort of thing. Like, but you're always really positive. You're a salesman at the end of the day. Like.
Yeah.
I remember there's a guy came in one day, and it was one of my managers. I'll not mention the street shop because he'll hate this, but everyone will probably know anyway. But this man came in one day, and my manager, fantastic salesman. The guy went, I'm here for a suit because I've got a funeral coming up. My manager went, brilliant, come on upstairs. You can't really say that. There's times when you can't.
Oh,
really,
hey!
Come on. Any brothers?
Any other
have
mourners you got? Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, like there would have been bits and pieces that you kind of sort of picked up on, and then there was a guy. This generally was a bit for years. I don't really do it anymore. But I was doing a wedding, and you had to write all the names down of the wedding party, and there was this young lad and his dad, and I was noting all the names down, and he goes, "My name's Shay, with a fada," and I hadn't a clue what that was. I don't know what it was, and I just turned to the dad and said, "I'm sorry, sir. I thought you were his fada." And that was genuinely whenever I found out that it's just that.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you did that right. Did you? That way? That
Is
way.
it,
I can't remember how photo is.
Just flip it. It's not right.
So you're watching all these comedians, and
Yeah.
which ones inspired you? And feel free to mention a couple, say, who are in the room today, if they inspired you and you watched that.
Absolutely.
And went, oh my God!
Oh, absolutely.
This is the pinnacle.
Yeah, I've known Tim since I've seen you. I've never watched anything else.
Well, that's there's no need.
No,
It's
that's it.
done.
Yeah, that's it.
Comedy has been conquered
Pretty
and
much
done.
there. Completed it. But no, it's sort of just changed over the years. It was, say I mentioned, it was Lee Evans that got me into it. But then growing up,
I never really liked Lee Evans. He was
No,
too-
but then I think it was because I was young at the time, so young at the time. Like it was very because he's so animated and so sort of like it was so different to anything else I'd seen.
And
then as I
Lee,
got older,
Evans, Lee Evans kind of disappeared, didn't he? Lee Evans
he just
was
retired.
massive, and he
Yeah.
retired to count his money because he sold out Wembley
everywhere.
arenas for
yeah,
before he even.
I respect that.
Yeah, no,
I think
absolutely.
if you're making enough money, just be like, I'll
He
see
did a
you
bit of
later.
acting and then went, nah, I couldn't be arsed.
Yeah.
Got my money on my way here.
I
So
mean,
when are you doing Wembley?
Well, very similar.
You're gonna say when you retire?
Very similar. I'm doing the Playhouse in Derry.
Close enough. It's good. Like, yeah, but no, growing up, it was more sort of like I grew up in the era of like Jimmy Carr, Frankie Boyle, those sort of
Yes.
2000s kind of like. Because whenever I first started, so my first ever gig was 2012.
2012.
But I haven't been going for that long because I took a break for like 6 or 7 years. And there was no gigs in Belfast. It was just, there was the Pavilion, was the open mic, and then there was the Empire. But you weren't getting on the Empire from the Pavilion because it was so bad. Like you were getting...
Yeah, the
like,
Pavilion was open mic, wasn't it?
Yeah, so you were getting like a 3 to 5 minute spot every 2 months.
Right.
And that was it. So you were trying to... But at the time I was young, I was in my early 20s. It was that sort of era of Frankie Boyle where it was just the most offensive stuff
Yeah.
that was getting put out. And it was at the time, I thought it was really funny at the time. Like, so I was like, I'll try and do that. And it was so bad. Like, this was before I started writing one-liners. This is where I was trying to do actual bits, and it was literally just me trying to think of.
Offend people.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. Which at the time seemed like a smart idea, but in
Yeah.
hindsight,
Shock value only lasts so long, and you go, yeah. it's
Oh,
just,
absolutely.
Where's the funny here?
so it's probably best that I quit for a good lot of years and then come back. But whenever I came back, it was like, right, this is. I think I did one-liner gig before I stopped, and then whenever I come back, I was like, no, this is what I'm going to do.
But you quit for how many years?
About 6 or 7 years, I
But-
think it was.
and you just quit? I mean, you
Yeah,
weren't going to do
completely.
it, that was it, you were gonna do
Completely.
something else.
Just removed myself completely from it. Did not,
Right.
barely even went to gigs. Like, I've been friends with a lot of the guys for years, so I maybe would have gone to the odd one, like, but
And what got you coming back then? What made you think I want to come back?
I was in a relationship and that ended, and I moved back in with my parents. I was like, I need to get out of the house.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll get back into comedy. That was 2019, I think it was. Yeah, and then 2020, we all know what happened
And
there.
in the meantime, the boom in local comedy had happened in terms of
Yeah, it started
Jane and
in.
Mickey and
it was
just Colin
starting, yeah.
Geddes and
It was 2019 would have been like it was starting to, but it was really 2020 and 2021 when things really took off. Like 2020 was all the big podcasts, that sort of thing.
yeah,
Like,
because the lockdown had happened.
yeah, well, that was it. Like, I think Mickey gave me a gig in the.
Mickey Bartlett.
Yes, Mickey Barr gave me a gig in the. Where was it? The Hatfield
Right.
in the Armour Road in June 2021, because that's where I count. Because I haven't stopped gigging since then. It's been pretty constant since then. And it was my first gig back, and I hadn't gigged in about a year. And it was one of those gigs, I don't know if you ever did it, but there's like a plastic screen in front of you.
Oh yes,
Did
I
you do
did
that?
that in
Yeah.
Hatfield. Was
Yes,
it?
in Hatfield, yeah.
Yes, I
So-
did that with
And
yeah.
you'd see yourself in the screen.
It's
in the
bizarre.
it was so strange. And then there was a table right next to you, which was just completely exposed. So,
Yes, it was pointless.
yeah, whoever got those seats you were getting it no matter what. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was strange. So that was like, yeah, I think it's about a year I was out, and then I haven't really stopped since then. But it was kind of the boom of 2020. I think it was like if it wasn't for COVID, I don't think it may not have happened,
Yeah.
because everything just got
I mean, there's so
skyrocketed.
many gigs now, and there's so many
Oh.
new comedians now. And I did a gig in the Spaniard there
Oh yeah.
last week, and there was about 6 comedians on. I go, "Eh."
Yeah.
We were in, where were we? Olderfleet and
Larne,
Larne there
yeah,
last
yeah.
week.
Last weekend, yeah.
And again, Olderfleet and Larne bar, very nice bar actually. Never been.
I was
I had lunch out
Yeah.
last Friday.
Oh,
Very nice.
But yeah, the gigs literally every part of the country.
Well, that's it, like
one of
it's
the
so-
acts was on. He only did 10 minutes and then ran off to do another gig down in Belfast.
Which
There's
is
so
great.
many of them now.
That's
and
such a
it's
change. Like,
and that's in what 5-6 years, really? Is it?
yeah, pretty much. Like, it was the same whenever I first started, like way back. Whenever I had my first gig, there was nothing. There was people who tried to put in that,
Oh,
but
you want our day, son? Our day. Oh, talk about nothing. The Provost blew everything up.
Yeah.
Theatres are nothing.
it was so bad you had to write a TV show, didn't you?
Yeah, exactly. You had to write a TV show and become superstars in local television. No, there was literally the Empire, which started in the early 90s, and that was it.
Yeah,
And
but then it wouldn't have been like whenever I started. I wouldn't actually. I don't. To be honest, I know.
But they had to import actors. They still
Yeah.
do to a certain extent, but they had to import me in 2 or 3 acts every week. To
Oh, yeah,
play
there
the
was-
Empire
yeah.
because there weren't enough local people to.
No, that's it. There's no. I don't think there's. There's no. I don't think there's any real excuse now in terms of like you see people online sometimes like asking for gigs and stuff, and it's like you don't have to look too far these days. Like, there's open mics everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, all, not even just in Belfast, like out, like all over the country. Like, there's no excuse. Like, if you want to be gigging, you can be gigging.
Right.
Like,
And
So it is a career choice now.
I would say it's like a part time. It's like a part time
you're,
job.
you're
yeah.
not making a living at it.
No, not
you have
quite.
You have a job.
I'm not quite. I
You have
pay for the house repairs. Yeah.
Right, yeah. But
That's
but
right.
it does pay a bit, does it? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
does-
it pays. Yeah, it pays. It's decent enough now. Yeah, I mean, it could always pay more.
And is
couldn't
that
it?
that's just gigging because you're not doing? Are you doing a solo tour or anything? Are you?
No, I've
Solo
no
show?
plans. I am thinking about writing a new show now, so I don't know if that'll be this year or
See,
next
if you had to
year.
write a solo show, that would
Oh,
be-
it takes forever. Like, it really does. Like, it's like my last show I did. I think it was a couple of years back, and it was like 95 jokes or something, like, which was too many. It's too many. That's too many jokes. Like, even whenever you're approaching it from the quantity over quality, like, you do have to.
Do
sort
you
of-
feel see audiences with one-liners are they go that's brilliant, and then if you get on a roll with an audience, they'll go, "That's brilliant." Therefore,
Oh, yeah,
I'm going to go on a
absolutely.
roll with that. But you get some audience who go, "That was brilliant, Jack. I really love that one." And then you do the next one, they go, "No, I didn't like that one."
Yeah.
And you have to lift them up again.
Oh, absolutely, and that's one of the reasons why I do what I do. Like whenever I was doing like the longer bits way back, I used to be terrified of silence. Like, so if you did a joke and it didn't land, then you're on to your next bit, but your next bit might have been a long bit, and if that doesn't land, then it's just silence. Whereas now I'm like, I mean, if I'm doing a gig with 50 or 60 jokes, I mean, chances are people are going to laugh. At least, I mean, I have had gigs where they haven't laughed at it like 50 or 60 of them, but the majority of the time, I feel like if something doesn't land, I've a lot to fall back on. Like if you're going up there and you're telling 2 stories, like, and then they don't land,
Yeah.
you're pretty screwed.
Yeah. And it can be a pretty lonely place as well. With one-liners, do you think that's easier then, or is there a defensive thing? Is it that you have...
For me, I find it easier.
You go, if you didn't like that one, don't worry, there's another one coming very soon.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I think so. I think that's for me anyway. Like it's like I used to be terrified of silence on stage. Like even to the point where if I was introduced on the stage, when on stage Johnny Bow, and then everyone claps, and then there's just you have to break that silence. That used to scare me so much.
Yeah.
That's whenever I'm going back. I don't mind it now. Like I'll embrace it now. Like even if a joke doesn't land, I'll be like,
Sure.
that's fine. I'll move on whenever I want to move on.
Well, I see Johnny comes on stage, and he's usually, I've seen this several times, he's introduced, but Johnny Bow, and they applaud a bit, and then it takes a bit of time for him to get to the microphone, and there's silence, and Johnny waits for about 10 seconds. Thanks. And that gets a huge laugh. Just kind of go, all right, I know. I know.
Well, about Kevin McAleer was the master of that.
Fantastic.
He could play a silence, like.
Oh, it's genius. Like I love
he
it.
turned it.
I saw him at his last
to his
show.
advantage every time. Like.
And it's such a it's one thing I said to myself whenever I was coming back. I was like, that's what you have to do. You just have to embrace it. As you say, it's using that if you can get a laugh, like, because that thanks was completely accidental. It was just I used to do it. I used to just have the silence, and then I would just go into my set.
It happened the first time by accident, and then
it seemed to be quite funny. So.
Yeah.
You have a wee side business as well, don't you?
I do, yeah. No, I write wedding speeches for people.
Yeah.
Well,
Ali Ford told me to say hello to you.
Oh,
yes.
Ali Ford of Give Me a Headpiece fame,
yes.
Dimping and Give Me a Headpiece, also does a wee line. She's a humanist celebrant who does weddings and she does funerals. But she says she sees you at sort of those wedding fairs.
The wedding fair, yes. No, I bumped into her.
You're not a celebrant, but you kind of you write stuff for other people. Is that the idea?
Yeah, pretty much. I've written speeches for like fathers of the groom, fathers of the bride, best men, grooms.
Right.
I've done a bit of everything. Basically, if you've got a speech, I tend to make it better.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I had a girl approach me. She was going back to her school to do a talk because she was like a successful businesswoman.
Right.
And she's like, I don't know what to do here. Like it's not what she does.
People,
like,
it scares the bejesus out of people,
absolutely.
doesn't it?
Like
Making a speech.
Yeah, and I think if you have the confidence that it's at least written well, then it makes all the difference. Like, because I'm sure you've seen them as well. Like, but some speeches at weddings are absolutely horrendous. I've been sitting at tables and we all look at each other going, "You can't say that."
No.
You can't say that.
My cousin's daughter got married and to a Scouser, and two Scouse best men made the worst speech you've ever heard in your life for 45 minutes until they were stopped.
Jeez.
They were showing videos of their grannies, because they were all Scouse. Well, me granny. And made rude jokes, sexist jokes.
Yeah.
They were fucking horrendous.
I've seen it all, like, and
it was shocking.
That's where it started. I was working in the suit shop at the time. The guy,
and now they have their own TV show.
Yeah, they're doing the SSC Arena next.
Yeah, but no, a guy phoned the suit shop years ago. Was like, "I know you're a suit shop, but do you know anyone that would write wedding speeches?" And I said, "No, actually don't, but I'll give it a go for you." I said, "I write comedy," and
well, a guy rang up a suit shop saying, "Write me a speech."
Genuinely
That's how it happened.
That's how it happened. He phoned and says, but it wasn't until about a year or two later that I actually decided to start the business.
Right.
But yeah, I think he must have been at it. I don't know. I don't think there was anything. I don't think there's anything out there that, locally that anyone's actually doing. I don't think so anyway.
So when I come to you and go, "I'm getting married, and I want you to slag off my sister, and I want you to slag off the bride's cousin, and blah blah blah.
You give me money, I'll do that.
Be there, and then say something poignant at the end, but funny.
Pretty much, yeah. Like it's just about, because most of the time people have like you have the funny stories, you have the things that you want to say, but most people can't get it down on paper. Most people can't structure it, or if it comes to like telling a funny story or dropping a joke in, there's one thing I hate, and it's one of those ones where people just Google jokes, like wedding jokes, and they just start, like, the one like, oh, even the cake was in tears, and it's like, if I hear that one more time, like that sort of thing, you know what I mean? So it's more about like anyone that I've written for, it's like it's writing jokes that are for those people. It's not about, like just putting stuff or going to ChatGPT.
You always get people come up to us and go, well, you should write something about our work. And you go, it's hilarious. You go, well, it's probably not really, but you could make that funny then.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like it's knowing what you're writing about. Like, but if you have something, like I did one recently for a guy. I would say he was getting married and he had like 3 or 4 guys in his wedding party. And he says, I want to say something about them all. So I was like, right, well, you tell me everything about these guys. So I just roasted all of his groomsmen.
Right.
Which was great fun.
Yeah.
And he paid me for it.
He paid for it. And did they pay well, that sort of thing?
It's reasonable now. We'll talk afterwards, Tim.
Okay. But how long do you want to... I mean, ideally, you don't want a speech to go on more than about 5-7 minutes, do you?
Oh, my recommendation is between 5 and 10.
5, yeah.
Between 5
10,
and...
absolute maximum.
Oh, yeah, 10, absolute maximum, yeah. But yeah, no, I've seen it, as you say. Like, I've seen people up there for 20 to 25 minutes, and you're just... none of it's interesting.
Yes.
It's not funny. It's not poignant. It's just drivel.
Yeah.
There was a friend
And
of
whole
mine.
digging.
Friend of mine got married to a woman who was the daughter of very religious people from Bradford.
Right.
And very religious people, and they got married in a social club in Bradford. But his best man was a gay man who got drunk.
No.
And his opening line of the best man speech, which was very good, because be aware there was a family from Belfast, and then there was a family of very religious people from Bradford, Christian people from Bradford, and this drunk guy got up and said, Mark was the first one of our clique to get married. Mind you, he has an advantage over me in that he finds women vaguely attractive. That was his opening gag.
That's very good.
He then tried it on with the vicar. I got drunk.
How'd that go?
Had to get thrown out of the wedding. See, I like that. That's kind of that's a memorable wedding.
It is. Like, and there's times.
Are you tempted to slip in things that you know aren't going to get do people come back and go, that joke you and wrote me?
No, so far so good now. Or maybe they're just not recommending me. Like, but you always try and toe the line. You have to know who your audience is. Like, I remember I was at a wedding one day, and it was my cousin's years ago, and the family he was married into was very religious. Like, there was a nun and all there, and his opening line was, if I've learned anything about marriage, it's all about honour. Get on her and stay on her. And I was like, you can't do that. You can't do that.
No.
And that's one of the ones where you're like, just... And then the nun's sitting there, like, she's pissing herself, but,
Go on, heard it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's more that just because it's funny and you've heard it, doesn't mean to say that it should go in your wedding speech.
No.
Like,
you need
make it personal, and
you need discretion.
Absolutely.
You need to hone your material. Speaking of which, have your parents ever been to see your show?
My mum seen me a couple of times. My dad saw me once and was like, all the best.
Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm proud.
Did you tailor the material, shall we say, for your mum and dad being there?
Nope.
No.
It was a solo show, so it was literally all of my material, essentially.
Right.
Like, so.
Okay. And did your mother and father disapprove something?
I think a lot of it went over my mum's head. My dad probably understood more than he was letting on. That's maybe why he hasn't been back. But yeah.
What did your dad do? What was his job?
Everything. Dad did everything over the years. Like, he was a mechanic, retail, distribution, loads of stuff. Like, so he's
probably had heard most of them then.
Probably, yeah, probably. But yeah, no, he says, I'm proud of you, but it's not for me, son. It's not for me. Which I can understand. Like, my dad isn't my target audience. Like,
yeah. My mother and father were very upset about me. Going and blamed him.
Blame me.
Leading you astray. The TV show said I kept shouting on TV and didn't like it. And then it turned out that my mother was actually quite proud, because I was on the radio one time with you, and my brother was also on the radio because he was in the Alliance Party and he was sick, and my sister was at with my mother at the shops one time, and a very middle class woman comes, Mrs. McGarry, I heard your son on the radio this morning, and my mother went, oh really? Which one?
Nice. I like that. I like that.
But you never really you blamed him for taking me. I could have been a decent lawyer. I could have been retired now instead of.
Yes, you could have been something very sensible.
No. I'd
head of the housing executive or something.
I'd play the Down Arts Centre with you, for fuck's sake, and 61 years old. No, you didn't. You blamed me. You blamed him for dragging me away from the law. You know.
So it's your fault we're all here today, then, is it?
It really is.
Partly, yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, that's fair.
The lure of showbiz, eh?
Yes, rock and roll. Well, the lure of showbiz now is that there are a lot of people doing very well locally.
Absolutely, yeah. No.
Are you like us, going, that's wonderful, but also sick with jealousy of this? Or are you going, do you know what? I'm enjoying. There's
always going to be a little bit, I think. Like,
yeah.
You can't mean, you're not going to look at someone being like a lot more successful than you and go like, no, I don't want that.
Yeah.
Absolutely, obviously, everyone wants that there, but I don't know. I haven't really sat down and been like, this is what I want to do.
Because you were on a BBC New Talent Awards thing.
Yeah, 2022.
Right.
I got onto the live. Basically, got down like the final 30 of the like UK and Ireland.
Right. In the whole of the UK.
Yeah.
And Ireland.
BBC, it was the BBC New Comedy Awards. Yeah, that was it was good. Like it. Don't know if it done anything for me, like, but it was good. It was good at the time, like, and I got myself a nice clip, and it was on TV.
Right.
Didn't get paid for it though. Like,
Do
you remember who won it?
That year? No, I gave up after I got put out. Like.
You didn't care?
No, I can't actually remember. I know Robbie McShane won My Heat, but I'm not sure who actually won.
You see, this is the thing. There's too many comedians now, aren't there?
Oh no.
Too many.
I know they need to give up.
You need a cull.
Absolutely. We'll work on that afterwards.
Yeah. Just take random gigs, right? And just go around and take two people out of the random gig and just call them, no, you're not allowed anymore.
Yeah, that's it. We'll get a bus and we'll go around. Like.
Just do it by random, Just pick them out of a hat.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
But there are a bit I do think, though, I think as you mentioned earlier, like everyone wants to do it now.
Yeah.
But I don't think everyone realises how difficult it is. Like I know we're just standing up there saying ridiculous things, but it's not that. It's not
just
that.
Just stand there for 20 minutes saying things.
That's it. But it's not that straightforward.
We were on tour a few years ago. Marty Reid was playing Uncle Andy at the time. The fella come up after the show, says, "I love the way Uncle Andy comes on the stage and just says stuff off the top of his head." That's brilliant. He says his stuff off the top of his head. Yeah. Right.
He haven't been slogging over the road.
Does he now? Fucking word comes out of his mouth.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's not that hard, really.
No, well.
Once it's written, it's not that hard.
Yeah, Tim, I'm trying to put people off here. That's
sorry, right.
Don't. My advice, if someone ever says, "What would your advice be getting into comedy?" Don't do it. Because there's more gigs for us then.
Yeah, join ISIS or something. Do something useful with your life.
Yeah, that's less controversial.
Don't get into comedy. There's too many of us already.
No. But that's it. But it's good. It is good in a way. But at the same time, I do think people. I think there's a lot of. You mentioned earlier, the whole jealousy thing. I think people think that they're going to reach those heights very quickly.
Yeah.
And it's not going to happen.
Are you a needy bastard who needs people to laugh at you and reaffirm you and massage your ego? Could you do without comedy, or could you be a perfectly happy person?
No, I need massaged all the time.
You need massage, yeah. You need told how wonderful and how hilarious you are.
Very fragile.
It is, I mean, that's kind of,
That's why we do it.
It is kind of, we're just damaged individuals.
Just desperate, pretty much.
Desperate for approbation and approval.
Yeah. And we get it, which is great.
Yeah, and you get it for feck all as well, and for saying the same things again and again.
Oh, yeah, pretty much. Which long may I continue?
Yeah, absolutely. So when you're going on tour with me in the next month or so, have you written entirely new material?
I've probably got some bits, but I'm gonna be there's bits that I've kind of left.
Right.
But I will have some. I will have new material.
Because my show will be entirely new. All 70 minutes of it, you won't recognise a word of it.
Can't
You'll
wait.
be going, wow, where did he come up with that stuff?
Well, that's why I made sure to pick a new venue this year, so
Yeah, did you?
so they wouldn't have heard all the stuff before.
I'm slightly concerned about it, but no, I'm doing more gigs at the minute, which is good because I'm
Yeah.
doing laveries and there are loads of wee things.
You're on
to
this
see.
week, aren't you? Yeah.
And the Spaniard and all sorts of everywhere you go, and
Oh, there's
it's,
stuff popping up all over the place, like all
Yeah.
over the country, which is great to see. Like, but it's like I suppose even you guys back in the day, like you wouldn't have had the opportunity to do like all these like actual clubs
No.
here. Like,
No,
it
there
just
were no
wouldn't-
clubs here.
Just wouldn't have existed. Like, and you've
Yeah.
done laveries a few times now, haven't you?
yeah, laveries is very good.
Which is
Yeah,
great.
I like,
Yeah,
the, I like the
maybe.
setup there. The Empire did recently as well.
Hmm.
Still going. Jackie Hamilton, God bless him, still
Oh,
going
yeah.
strong. Well, that's Jade, his daughter. now
Just
doing
taking
it.
over. Yeah.
Yep.
And there's so many clubs all around the country that's
Oh,
just.
yeah, literally, just it's all over. It's all, which is great. It's great to see. Like I say,
Are you
it's-
driving yet?
No, it started. So I will.
I had to fucking drive him around the country.
Yeah.
But it used to be the ambition.
No,
wasn't
well,
it?
sorry, I forgot. You're a fucking idiot as well. You won't drive either. Fucking idiot. I'm too that you go lazy sods.
Yeah.
I drove for a penalty points ad. That's the
Yeah,
most driving
you got
I ever
pa-
did.
You got paid.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, that's the way to do it. Like,
Yeah.
because otherwise it costs you a fortune.
Yeah.
like.
And we had a police outrider, and he came up and says, "See that guy doing that driving there? He's a brilliant actor. You know he has 12 penalty points. He's
Oh,
he's
yeah,
up to 22 penalty points already. He's a brilliant actor. He's brilliant at it." No, but
That's what I
it
was
used to be that you were a comedian, you did the circuit,
Yeah.
and all you wanted to do was get on TV,
Yeah.
and then you get your TV show, you get your panel show, and all that. Don't really care about TV now, do they?
No, it's all online. and
It's
stuff,
online
and
now, everything
it's
is
not
online.
really. Like I did the one with the Empire a few years back there. Like, and it was great, and I just don't think TV has the same pull as what it used to.
Is this
in terms-
Jackie's one for ATV?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I did both series of it, which was great. Like, it was a good experience, but I do think you have to be online. I'm sure you guys have probably
Yeah.
found out even from doing this here. Like, it's if you're not online, you're struggling. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear that, Damon? You have to go online. Facebook. Try
Here, I'm
Facebook.
online.
yeah, that's it. We want to see you. Want to see
What's
you.
your Facebook profile? What's your Twitter handle?
Yeah, I want
X
to see.
handle?
I want to see you on TikTok. Go and get ready with me. That's what I want to see. Like, let's go and meet Tim. Like.
But in a way, that's kind of democratic in a sense because if you go online, well, you're the same as everybody else, and except
Yeah.
that you know, it's down to whether you're funny or not. Really, isn't it?
Oh yeah, well it has to be. Yeah, well, I mean
Yeah.
it has to be good stuff.
It's
You're
not
putting
whether
out
you're
there, like.
in or somebody that the BBC likes or somebody that
No,
you know.
it has to be. It does have to be like. But I think it's another one of those things where you have to be. And I'm quite bad at it. Like I'll post clips and stuff like, but I'm really bad at consistently putting stuff out.
Yeah.
And I do think you have to be, which I really should. And I might be.
You have to be consistent, and some people
Yeah.
are too fucking consistent, and I
I know,
really
it's
don't want to
just-
see the same faces on my phone every
Yeah.
3 fucking seconds.
Yeah, well that's
No,
it.
people in community.
No names, no names, no names. But we know. We know. Yeah.
Yes, I don't need to know every aspect of your life.
Pretty much. But yeah, but I think it makes sense for me to have stuff online because, I mean, if I'm doing 50, 60 jokes a gig, that's
Yeah.
50, 60
But then is
clips.
that your material gone? If
It
you
is
do-
and it isn't. Like, because I've put stuff online, it's done quite well, and then I'll go and do a gig, and,
And do it.
yeah, and it
people-
still lands. So it's like, well,
Yeah.
there's so many people that still
Yeah.
haven't seen this, or I've had people come up to me, like I've dropped jokes and stuff, and I've had people come up to me and go like, oh, why didn't you do that joke? Why didn't you do that one? I seen you here, and you did that one. So,
Yeah.
which I like.
But they actually request the joke.
Yeah,
again.
yeah. People asking, "Oh, why don't you do
Right.
that? Why don't you do that one anymore? Why don't you do that?"
Right.
Which is because I think it's because I do so much in a gig, you're not going to remember it. You know, if someone tells a story,
Yeah.
chances are, you'll remember it, sort of thing.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
but you're not going to remember 50, 60. I mean, I can't even fucking remember them, let alone
Yeah.
the audience half the time. Like, that's why I started using the book to try and.
Yeah, it's amazing because Stephen Wright, who I love, but then he's done about 100 brilliant gags.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes I go online and go, oh, what's the Stephen Wright stuff again? Even though I've heard them before.
Yeah,
go,
that's
I
it.
forgot that one. You know?
Yeah, well, that's it. Like, it's so much, which is
Yeah.
good in a way. Like, 'cause it means I can. But
Right.
it then does, it can, and it has, I'd say in the last year, it's turned me into a bit of a lazy writer because
Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of the same stuff. I think I did a couple of solo shows, and then I sort of sat down and went, right, let's bring everything together. Most of the time I'm getting booked for sort of like 15, 20-minute spots most of the time. And then so I was like, let's bring everything together. This is all your best material, and I've been doing that for about a year. I need to
Right.
maybe need to actually
Yeah.
write some fresh stuff.
Yeah,
That's
because
the
you're on
plan.
tour with me, my friend.
Yeah.
Raise the bar.
I will
Come
have
on.
yes, I will have 200 new jokes for your tour, Tim. Yeah.
Johnny, thank you very much. My
pleasure.
partner Kelly took a wonderful photograph of you, by the way.
Oh, yes, that was a fun day. That was a fun
Kelly's
day.
doing a thing where she's photographing comedians. She did a brilliant one of him in water, standing on knees in his wonderful suit. But
In the sea,
In the sea. But then she took one of you in casual gear, and I'm going to be honest, it's not a good look, mate.
No.
You're not a jeans and
Not a
sweatshirt
casual
man.
guy.
You really aren't. I know. Partly that's because I've seen you in suits all the time and you're performing suits all the time. But you looked odd to me.
Oh, it's
I don't want
true.
you to take that in the spirit in which it's
Yeah,
intended.
I would never say that about you, Tim.
No, but well, obviously because I never look odd. But,
No.
but do you? On a Saturday and a Sunday, you slob around the house and
It's true.
jeans-
Yeah, I
jeans
mean,
and
I'll walk
t-shirt?
past the mirror and be like, "Ooh." So it is strange. But yeah, my wife says the same thing. She says, "Yeah, you're very odd." Yeah.
She's right. Tell
Thank you.
Tell Victoria I said hello.
Oh well.
Johnny Bowe,
Absolutely.
ladies and gentlemen, is our guest on this week's podcast. Johnny, I will see you on tour very, very soon.
you
Very,
very
very best of luck with all your endeavours.
Appreciate it. Thank you very
and
much for
I will
having
see
me.
you in clubs and stuff like that. If you want to see more of Johnny, you can buy tickets to see me on tour with Height of Nonsense. And if you love him so much, you can even walk out after the first half and go, that was brilliant, that's enough. As long as I've got your money, I don't mind. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very, very much for listening and watching the latest episode of the Give My Head podcast. Many, many, many thanks to our wonderful sponsors, Phoenix Energy. Remember to go to phoenixenergyni.com. Thank you for the cups. Thank you for the book. I got another pen. I love this free pen. And the hand warmers work a treat. Phoenix Energy, look up their phoenixenergyni.com, their campaign about keeping warm in winter because it has been bucking freezing. Phoenix Energy will help you with that. Thank you very much to Johnny Bowe, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll see you next time. Thank you, Johnny.
Thank you.